So I just want to thank everyone for joining this meeting. This is the program partners meeting. We have a lot of things to discuss about summer programming and activities. So that's on the agenda. And Angie's working on getting the slides projected. So we're just going to take a moment and just want to thank everybody for your patience and for joining us. So just as a friendly reminder, this is a virtual meeting and that we want to acknowledge the land that feeds and sustains us. We are on the University of Utah. We are named after the Ute, Paiute, Shoshone, Dene communities who support us. And so we want to thank the sovereign relationship the university has to our Indigenous communities. So thank you all for joining us. Next slide. I think folks know me, but just in case, if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Dr. Annie Spell Fukushima. I'm the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies. I run the Office of Undergraduate Research, and I will be co-facilitating today's meeting with Angie. Angie, next slide. And Angie will introduce herself when she... Actually, I'm going to have the team introduce themselves that are here. So really quickly, OUR team, if you're here, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself. I'll go ahead and start with Angie. Then we'll go with Jennifer, Katie, and Shelley.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Angie Leva. I am the Academic Program Coordinator here at the office, and I am the point of contact for the summer program for undergraduate research. Shorthand is SPUR.
And Angie also coordinates the program partners meetings, and so you've been receiving all her emails.
My name is Jennifer Santiago, and I am the Academic Program Coordinator as well at the office, and I handle the Early Exploration Scholars Program as well as some of the scholarships in the office.
Hi all, I'm Katie Finney. I'm the Outreach Coordinator, so I handle all things tabling, presentations, social media. If you ever see me around campus, please come and say hi. I'd love to chat with you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shelley Parker. I'm the Events Manager for OUR. I do the symposia, mini expo, ed series, you name it.
Yeah, and Shelley will be talking a little bit about that in today's meeting as well. So let's go on to the next slide. And we just want you to share with us, if you can just chat, what undergraduate research successes you'd like to share. If you want to unmute yourself or if you want to put it in the chat, we invite you to share a little bit of something successful, positive, or exciting on the horizon.
I know we have a couple of new program managers on here, and I'm really excited to welcome them to this group.
Thank you.
I'll just raise my hand for ECE. We've just decided to put together a BS to PhD program, very much using undergraduate research along the entire curriculum from freshman on up. And I would love to come and talk to you further about it.
Wonderful. We're super excited. Thank you for sharing that with us, Cindy.
And I'll chime in. I'm Shar from the College of Education, Special Education Department, and we're starting small, but we have on the table a couple of things that we're presenting to our dean. One strand will consist of funding individual undergraduate scholars with certain kind of steps for them to meet and hopefully enriching their research experience. And then the other strand will be a proposed RFA or RFP to our dean to provide research support to both clinical and tenure lines faculty and to encourage them to include undergraduate research in this funded project. So we're pretty excited about that.
Wonderful. And I see we have in the chat that Casey said Root has selected their cohort for the summer undergraduate research program. Congratulations. We all know how hard that is. So many applicants, so many things to go through and so many decisions. So thank you. And Ming also said the College of Science Beckman Scholar Program has been renewed. Congrats. That's huge. Get that money, Ming. Super awesome. Congrats to you and all. And the co-directors are Professors Andrew Roberts and Louisa Whitaker Brooks. Abby wrote in here, we have selected their cohort for molecular pharmaceutic summer program, undergraduate research program. That's wonderful. Yes, great. Yeah, I think we're all kind of cheering that people are starting to make their final decisions. We're all kind of right there together. All right. Or we're just gonna go on. We will take that, like, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening, and if your April looks like mine, maybe you're just in the buzz of so many things, that it's hard to remember what's exciting, because we're like, what? We have to think about summer now too. All right, and graduation. Oh, and I saw, Five for Fighting, Fight for the Fight, Cancer Research also, selected there, so congrats to you. I just saw that and I didn't want to miss a celebration. So if folks want to have any challenges on their agenda that you'd like to talk about, we will take your silence as exciting anticipation. There's our agenda. It is program partner file share. So as a reminder, we went into MOUs with folks, and then we went ahead, and for those that had an MOU, we file shared students who expressed an interest in your program. So we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about the summer schedule for the summer programming activities across campus. And this will include We're Sharing Education series schedule, the Grad School Mini Expo, as well as summer socials, undergraduate research symposium. If you know of something that's happening in the summer that you would like to have in the master calendar, please feel free to share that information with us, and Shelley can get that in the calendars, your calendar. This is for the summer programming. We also want to talk about housing, because that's always fun, exciting stuff to do, is house all these students, as well as questions and discussion. We can add more time at the end as well. Looking at that, any questions or thoughts coming up for folks? I know it's really hard to think about summer when it's like we're on the horizon of graduation, but we have to really think about all this stuff before the summer starts. So with the program partners, we just want to remind you that actually OUR convened the summer program partners. We actually started convening as program partners in 2021, although the official program partners started in 2017. We renamed the program partners from summer program partners to OUR program partners because you're doing work year round, even though much of the discussions is for summer activities as well. We want to share knowledge, foster infrastructure to support undergraduate research, as well as create visibility for opportunities and programming, including your amazing programming. We are here to do it together as a team. So the program partners, we have MOUs with 12 programs across campus. If you are unsure if you have an MOU, please do connect with Angie and she can get that scheduled. You can MOU at any point. Some folks have multiple year MOUs, some have year to year. We're happy to make whatever works for you work for us as well. Some of the things that the MOU has led to is it means that you are a microsite when you're part of our microsite when we apply for summer programs and students apply for that. And we can also start to envision other opportunities. There are some other changes on the horizon that we will announce a little bit later in the summer as well. And so that's just to kind of say, we're here to support you all. And then if you want, I think either Jennifer or Angie will drop in the list who's currently formalized as program partners. And if you don't see yourself there and you'd like to figure out how we can do that, please do connect. But what we did with our MOUs, those that were able to MOU in time, when we opened up the summer program undergraduate research application, we were able to include 7 other partners in there. So then that way we could file share those packets. And that led to OUR sharing 212 applications with our partners. And I think we had about 600 applications in general. Not everyone completed their application, but it was great to see and use the system to initiate applications, and then Angie followed up. We had quite a wide range of applications, made decisions really hard. And so we file shared those with all folks. Our deadline for that was the end of January. I know it didn't give us a lot of time to share files with folks, and I think that's what we're going to try to figure out, how do we do that optimal sharing where I think, Angie, when did you share files with folks about how soon after the deadline closed?
I believe it was 3 weeks in
3
between.
weeks. Yeah, there were 3 weeks. Some got theirs a little faster because our MOUs require it. And some were a little bit delayed. And so we're hoping for future, if we can figure out how do we have that sweet spot of sharing it with you sooner, recognizing that we also don't want to compromise our faculty from being considered for the opportunities. And so let's talk about it though. What went well and what can we improve on?
Sorry, is that link that you put in there is taking us to the MOUs? No, it's not.
No. The MOUs are individually shared. You should have that shared with you via email. We do have that archived in our box, but you would have had yours. Shanti, I don't, do you know if we have one, Angie? I can't remember. We have multiple MOUs.
I don't believe we have one.
Yeah, with
yeah.
Yeah, Professor Dimiad. Okay. Yeah, so if you don't know, you probably don't have one, just to clarify. And if
Yeah,
you'd like to MOU, then we can go ahead and start building that out. This can include, so some of the things that's not here, it can include if there's interest in information sharing around data and student trends, that we'd like more dynamic data sharing. Right now, all of our content is accessible on our website, but it waits for our team to do it end of semester kind of uploads and all of that. But if you want something a little bit more timely, then we do MOUs to get things a little bit more timely. Go ahead, Tino.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that the MOU is not, my understanding is not with individual PI, is with the program. So Shanti, we have an MOU between our physics and astronomy program, RU, and SURF with.
Okay, yeah, I just thought that I missed something. Okay,
Yeah. No, it's
Thank you.
between, yes. So
Now it
I
makes
don't recall that it's between every PI. It's just
No,
between
yeah.
the programs, yeah.
Yeah,
So we do have, I will share it with you.
Oh, great. Thanks, Tino, for that. Thanks for clarifying. Other questions for folks? What went well? What can we improve on? And we do, this is not just about the partnership, this is just about the file sharing is what we kind of want some feedback on, since we know it was a real pilot, right? And actually it was quite a bit of work for Angie to pull all that information, but it was kind of exciting to be able to share with our partners that students were expressing an interest in your programs. Gloria.
Oh, hi, everyone. Well, first of all, that was really good, and I'm glad we did that. And as you said, it was a pilot. From my understanding, there were several students that thought that once they click that they are interested in, let's say, an example, GSRM or NARI, if they apply to OUR, that they will immediately get considered. But by the time we receive the information, we have, I mean, you needed to wait a little bit just to take priority and considering the applicants. But we have already gone through our selection process. And so we did eventually have to have another meeting, but that time we have already selected the class. So they thought that they would be considered right away in our first selection. So that's one issue. A way to go around that is to strongly encourage the student to visit each website and apply through each program if they are really interested in other programs. So they apply to multiple programs and they fill up the information in other programs.
Yeah, that's great. And Gloria, I think we actually do have that in our application where it does prompt the student to click through to your individual programs.
I mean to explicitly let them know that they should also apply to that other program, that they will not be considered right away into the other programs.
That's a good suggestion. So what we can do, Angie, is like when students are clicking other programs, when their application's complete, I think if there's a way for the system to auto let them know you've selected whatever program, right? GSRM. Please make sure you move forward with an application if you'd like to be priority considered for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
we
that's a
can
good
definitely
suggestion.
do that.
Yeah.
But thank you. Whenever I asked for more information, Angie was very helpful and immediately responded. So I appreciate this collaboration.
Great. Other thoughts, suggestions, feedback? Yeah, it was a pilot. We're trying our best. And I think we learned a lot from what it looked like to have students apply this way. All right. Well, you can always email me your feedback if you're shy about your feedback or like maybe you're just unclear. I'm happy to connect with you. You can always send an email to Angie and she can get us scheduled if you want to have a conversation about formalizing program partnerships. You all have been invited to this meeting because in some form you are a program partner. So we see you as that. Now we are going to talk about summer program schedule and I'm going to punt it over to Angie who's going to collaborate with the rest of the OUR team to talk about some specifics here. So Angie's going to take over the meeting. You've met Angie. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fukushima. So just to start off, I would like to share the calendar of events. This will also be available on our OUR website as well. But just to give you guys an idea, this is the student calendar of the events that OUR is going to be hosting throughout the summer. We are including, our SPUR student orientation, university holidays, Ed series dates, as well as the graduate school mini expo and the dates of all of our Ed series events. And like I said, this calendar will be shared and it will be available on our website as well. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me.
I have a naive question.
Absolutely, go ahead.
About the calendar. Is the calendar interactive, and what software are you using? How are you sharing it with the students? We're trying to do something like what you guys have. And maybe if this is not of interest for all the programs, you can answer it later.
No, absolutely. I think that is a great question. So like I said, we do have this on our website available, but we have a Canvas page for our summer SPUR students. And so we also share this to our Canvas page as well. Does that sort of answer your question, Gloria?
I think so. So you have a Canva. So maybe I'm too naive on this one. What is so what's the software that you actually use to build the calendar? Is it in Canva? Is it in your own personal Outlook? And then you share it?
Angie, this is Trumba, right?
Yes,
that we're using. So this is Trumba. So we're using Trumba. OUR has our own calendar within Trumba. And then that's where, and we can always add, if a partner believes that your activities would fit within ours, we can always add it. We also, we can always talk about whether or not that would make sense. So that's where you can find our calendar. So if you click through, you'll see, if you want to look at how May is looking, June and July and so forth. Right now, what's missing is the socials because that needs to be confirmed. Angie's going to talk about that, but we use Trumba, and then Canva has its own calendar system that Angie then inputs all the information.
Perfect. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense.
Thank you so much for clarifying, Dr. Fukushima. So just moving along, education series. So just to remind everybody, OUR offers educational events on topics of interest to undergraduate students, researchers, and their faculty mentors. These events are open to all, and they're designed specifically with undergraduate students in mind. The OUR education series is a combination of live, in-person, and virtual events. Recorded sessions are also available to view on demand. So just as a resource, if your students are ever saying, I would really like to learn more about this education series, I'm unable to attend, you can always direct them to our site and they are able to watch that video on demand. And then I will actually call on Shelley to talk a little bit more about the topics and the dates for summer education series.
Hey, everybody. I was able to schedule the Title IX workshop. I think NIH needed that for their programs. So I scheduled one for May 23rd from 12 to 1. So make sure everybody that has to have their students go through that they just attend this virtual one. The next one is the intro to the IRB on May 30th. We have June 13th. We have crafting effective abstracts, and that'll be Anne McMurtry from the Writing Center. On June 20th, we have data visualization and research posters, and Greg Hatch and Donna Bellucci from the library do this, and it's very popular and very informative. They update it every year, and they actually come to our symposia and take pictures of the good posters and the posters to show as an example. So that's a really good one. June 27th is public speaking. I'm still trying to confirm the speakers on that, but I have it on June 27th. July 11th, an intro to the stat lab. And then July 18th, the NSF Graduate Research Fellowship, how to apply for that. And that one's very popular. All of these are virtual, but the participants are required in the summer to attend live. instead of watching the recording. Any questions?
Tino's hand is up. Tino, you're
Oh.
still muted. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna give a suggestion to maybe, if it is possible, to before you schedule all those, maybe coordinate with us, because like, for example, I have to do a separate Title IX workshop, and sometimes I do it, and chemistry wanted to do it. So there's all the NSF funded research experiences that are required to have those kind of workshops.
Yeah.
And May 23rd is a little bit early. Our student is arriving on May 23rd. So if in the future, if we coordinate this, then we don't have to duplicate efforts on that.
Do you want us to move it? Is that what you're suggesting, Tino? Because we actually
It would
scheduled
be
this for
helpful
you.
if we could
Yeah.
move it sometime. Yeah.
Okay, Shelley, are you able to kind
First
of?
week of June or so, because we are communicating with chemistry to schedule another one for ourselves.
Okay,
You know,
so the first week of June?
Yeah, that would be
Okay,
first week of June.
did
No,
someone
this-
else say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I was just, so this is Michael from Chemistry RU. So Tina, I was just thinking, Ming and I just discussed this. We could also ask the students to take it before coming here, right? It's virtual.
Yeah, but that day students are traveling also, and
Yep.
and yeah, okay. We could talk about it. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
no, we're fine if we're moving it.
doing it here, I think
We're
makes
fine
sense
to
to
move it.
me, because they will be able to interact with us and ask questions.
Okay, well, the first week of June is the grad school mini expo on Thursday, so I can try to schedule it the Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of that week.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
do-
just,
Really quick question. How do folks think about this? What if it, I know Shelley, sorry, I'm just talking out loud. So if it's not possible, what if it was that same week that the IRB one is? So the week of May 27th? Because are all your students going to be going to the IRB one as well? And so maybe we just give students that choice. I'm just talking out loud. I don't know if other folks in other summer
Well,
programs have opinions. Yeah.
we originally had it on May 28th, but I think the opening luncheon is the 28th or 29th.
The other reason
That's
for that
right.
was our program partners Happiest. They needed it to be earlier as well for their students. So that is why that date was chosen, but we can also coordinate with them to see if the date change would also work for their students as well.
Because otherwise it's like May 24th. Is there a reason why we couldn't do it that day? That's a Friday. Would that be a problem, Tino? Are they still traveling?
May 24th, we are rafting in Moab with our students.
Okay, so May 20th. Okay, so that's a no. Okay. Whew. Shelley's trying her best, folks. Sorry.
Well, I could see if I can move it back to the 28th. Then we'll have Monday, the 27th is Memorial Day.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday, the 28th, we'd have Title IX. Wednesday, the 29th will be the opening luncheon. And May 30th, Thursday, May 30th is the IRB one.
Oh, it looks like a lot of the REUs start on the 28th, Shelley.
Okay.
Yeah, could it be something where we just sent out a brief poll? Because it sounds like there's some programs that aren't on the call and others just, so maybe like what would work for the majority of the programs might be good, as well as SPUR, of course.
Or we could have it twice. Do you think that they would be willing to do it twice, Shelley?
I could ask them.
Because then we could keep the 23rd because it works for one of our partners, and then just have it again that week of the third, whatever that week was, the first week of June. And for students who missed that first one, yeah, could make that second one. So just do it twice and tell students don't attend both.
Okay, I'll ask them.
Okay.
If they can do that. Yeah, the first week of June, there's the SPUR biweekly meeting on Wednesday, and then the grad school mini expo is on Thursday.
So maybe earlier that week would be better.
Yeah.
Okay. How does that sound, folks? Any concerns around that? We'll see if we can make it happen twice, because we know it works for Happiest to have it earlier. And then, does MAP also need it?
June 10th.
Well, okay, that's a little, I don't know if we can, let's see, June, yeah.
I could try for June 10th. How would that work for you, Tina?
I'm just mentioning that any pre-medical students that, or anyone who's any of the undergraduate students who are applying to medical school are, if they get into our MAP program, which is a very limited number, they might not be available. Is the
Are they required by their grants to do Title IX?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so is it okay if we just try to do these 2 dates, see what Shelley can figure out, and then because it will be recorded and available to them, and what we're trying to do is alive for those that have to buy their grants, have a Title IX training. Yeah. But thank you for that, Eric. That's appreciated. Yeah.
So the
Okay.
23rd will work for one program, and if I do it the first week of June, it'll work for the rest? Or do I need to try for May 28th?
First week of June, it sounds like. Can we just confirm?
Yes,
First week
I
of June.
think that it looked like several programs, the programs start on the 28th, or we're traveling and things, so may want to have it like in the later part of that week. But
okay,
thank you.
Okay, we'll try that.
Yeah, GSRM starts May 29, NARI starts May 28, and the first 2 days are pretty oriented. So
Okay, so June it is.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I'll just keep moving forward. And if you have any questions or more concerns about Ed Series, feel free to reach out to me directly. And yeah, we will coordinate and we'll try to make this work for everybody. And so we're just talking about it. So in June, we do have the Graduate School Mini Expo, and I will actually invite Shelley once again to talk more about this.
Okay, we have it scheduled for Thursday, June 6th. From 1 to 4:15 at the Alumni House. Dean Butt will be doing the keynote. I have confirmed Tiffany Balfour for Mystifying Grad School and Tips to Conquering Imposter Syndrome. I've confirmed Maya Polsky from Interviewing Skills. Personal statements is Maureen Matheson. Funding grad school will be someone from the grad school office. I will ask Career Services to do a session on building resumes and working with employers once I've figured out everybody when they can do their session. And then there'll be a panel from the graduate office on how to do graduate school applications from different parts of campus. And then they are also doing a grad school panel on how to survive being a grad student. So right now I have 7 confirmed. We need 9, but we are thinking that the grad school applications panel could be in 2 different sessions, just be repeated. I mean, any of these can be repeated. So let us know what you think.
So go ahead. So for just historical knowledge, in the past, a lot of the partners used to organize the sessions, and now we're working to help to alleviate some of the labor from you, and we're working with the grad school division to organize these panels with them. And so we really would love if there's like what your thoughts are on this programming, because this really is for your students. And so, yeah, how do you feel about it?
okay, so I have, I think it looks really exciting, and I also appreciate that you are alleviating or taking the charge and giving us more time to do other things. So I do have, maybe for the graduate student panel, I was wondering if some of the past participants to our programs, the partner programs, can be invited so they can talk a little bit about their experiences in the summer program that they attended. And if they are in grad school now at the U, that would be like a good path for other students to see. And I'm happy to nominate some from NARI and GSRM if you still have some, but it would be great also if other partners have their participants that are now in graduate school. And then in the past, we also we have invited folks from the medical school what I'm trying to say, sorry, I've been traveling a lot. So the medical school admissions office, some post-bac programs. And I was wondering if there is any interest about that. I know that for NARI and GSRM, there are some students that are interested in nursing, public health, and also dental school. And we have been communicating with these institutes or departments. So if you need people from those departments, let us know.
So Shelley, that's what the grad school is gonna, for the grad school applications, they were gonna coordinate with directors and leadership across campus, correct? From a diversity, and so then if you can just make sure that they know that there is a particular interest in medicine, nursing, and health fields to be included, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely can.
Shanti, your hands up.
Yeah, I mean, this is wonderful. This is really, really good. And we need that graduate school, like, I mean, support for the students to basically inspire them, help them how to navigate through grad school. One of the things that suggestion that I have is that the negative tone that comes across one of how we call some of the topics, like how to survive being a grad student. Being a grad student is not supposed to kill anybody. It's an opportunity. It's a place that people can become. I mean, I would call it like how to excel being a grad student rather than calling it, because I see an exceeding, I mean, it was funny, like, I mean, or cute or nice, like maybe 20 years ago. Now it looks like more and more students, they have this thing that it is a punishment to be a grad student. It is a privilege. It is something people in the world or strive or something. I mean, this is something people in the world that dream of, to be here. So be a grad student. So I would call it something different. Yeah.
Noted.
My 2 cents.
How to thrive with a graduate student.
So I think thrive and strive were words that were used. So Shelley, can you just, that's
Yeah.
noted, great feedback. That's super easy fix. Walita's hand is up.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of what Gloria said, in addition to all of the schools that she mentioned, there's also a number of certificates for working with Native communities in research or Indigenous communities in research that are offered through the university that not a lot of students or just staff and faculty in general. So maybe promoting some of those programs as well as the I can't remember the exact name, but through the School of Social Work, there's another program for kind of the same way. It's a certificate program. And I feel like all of these colleges would love to connect with undergrads from across the nation through the summer programs. And I don't know if this is kind of going in a different direction, but I could also see this as kind of a tabling event to invite these partners to maybe not necessarily have a presentation, but table their certificate programs and their graduate programs through a different route for the students.
Great. Yeah, we were gonna have tabling during the break in between the second and third session, so we can definitely invite them.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ways for them to table, I feel like, that directly reach out to undergrad students. So, and a lot of them are graduate programs, and I feel like this would be a great way.
Well, and I don't know, you probably noticed, but we're having it at the alumni house. So the parking will be better. And we'll be ordering pizza from someone else, so it will show up on time.
Yeah, any other feedback or thoughts about that? I really appreciate, I love that, yes, we were planning on tabling. We love specifics. If there's folks we should make sure are invited. We don't want to miss that. Feel free to send. Shelley, can you put your email in the chat so folks know? Or you can always send it to Angie, and Angie can collect all of it and then ferry all the information out to the appropriate OUR team if you don't want to remember who in OUR you need to connect with.
Yes, of course. So yeah, you can totally email me and then I will coordinate with Shelley and then we will take all your feedback and make sure that we can cater this to the students. So moving along, yeah, so the schedule, like Shelley had mentioned, it will start with the pizza lunch, and then it'll be followed by the welcome and the keynote from Dean Butt, followed by a break, and then session 1, and then a break, session 2, a break, and then session 3. So once Shelley has coordinated more of the schedules and the panels, we'll be able to send a more comprehensive schedule. So keep an eye out for that. That will be sent as we get closer. And so now I'd like to move through summer socials. And so just a reminder for everybody, sorry, the slides. The summer socials are a chance for all the undergraduate students at the U doing summer research to network and get to know each other. In the past, we have had socials, volleyball, lawn games, bowling, and food trucks. We have seen historically that socials that have included food have been well attended, as well as if you are concerned about food waste or planning for food, we have found that having an RSVP was very helpful when planning for that. Just a reminder, OUR will assist with promoting socials, calendaring them in summer events, as well as last year we made these flyers and that we shared with our programs where we promoted it through our channels, and we had also the partners promote it as well. And so Shelley made these, they're wonderful, they're great. And we felt like this was able to get the attendance of the socials up as well, having these. So we can definitely do this again for the summer. And as well as another reminder, OUR will support programs that want to co-host a social with $150. So anyone who would like to host or co-host a social this summer, now is the time that we're going to get this confirmed, and we are going to get dates and time preferences set up. So these are the dates that we are suggesting to have the socials. We do have 7 that we would like to have in the summer. These dates can be adjusted if needed. And just as a reminder, OUR will help support socials with $150. There are 7 socials, and we will be able to support 6 socials. So anyone have any?
So just to clarify, what Angie is saying is there's 7 time slots, but we're
Yes.
hoping to organize 6 socials.
Thank you. Yes, that was unclear. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Fukushima. But yes, like I said, these are our suggested dates. So anyone, you are welcome to unmute yourself, put in the chat. We can totally have a conversation of if anyone has a preference of dates, times, events. We can also talk about, what is going to work. If you are spitballing an idea for a social, we can totally talk about what worked last year, any improvements.
Angie, you already got volunteers, so I don't know if you're seeing the chat. Nori and GSRM can co-host a social. They didn't pick a date, so they'll probably circle back to you.
Okay.
And then Root said June 27th already, so they're calling dibs on a date.
Okay.
Things going fast, folks. And then the next one, Five for the Fight, would like to also host. And oh, great, Michael's gonna do volleyball and ice cream. Fabulous. So that's chemistry, REU.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions? If you haven't hosted a social in the past before and you want to get ideas, now's the time we can all talk about it, or any suggestions for anyone who might be considering what they could do for a social.
I would just like to say on the behalf of Root, we loved the shared socials. I think it takes a huge weight off of our back and allows our students to have this like cohort and networking event that they feel like really connected to the other cohorts and their own on campus. So we would love to continue doing this. All students are welcome. We do a tie-dye social every year. It's bring your own shirt, and we provide bandanas, and it's so fun. We love it. So nothing but positive on the summer socials from Root.
Thank you, Casey. That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else have any questions or suggestions or ideas?
This is Monica from Fight for the Fight. We hosted a social last summer, Fight for the Fight and the Pathmaker program, and it was great. We had 2 food trucks. The food went fast, so I think we need a better prepared for this summer, excuse me. But it was great, and we would love to participate again. Just to clarify, it looks like people are putting in dates. Will you send us a confirmation of what date we are to be hosting?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. But yeah, it was great. Thank you for supporting this effort.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah. So if anyone has any, if you have any more questions, or if you would like to suggest an alternative date, feel free to reach out to me, and I will be reaching out to all of our program partners when we have confirmed dates and events. And yeah, any questions between now and then, feel free to reach out.
Just want to thank everyone because yeah, the team is awesome in organizing the logistics. We do need you to bring the students and the ideas. So this is fabulous. Yeah, I think the events were really well attended all summer. So last summer. So yeah, kudos to everyone for last summer. Let's hope for good weather and again, lots of fun stuff.
Yes, so moving along for summer programming, the Undergraduate Research Symposium. And once again, I will be calling on Shelley to talk a little bit more about this, as she is our wonderful events manager and does all of this like a rock star.
Wow, thank you, Auntie. Our spring symposium was yesterday, so we're trying to recover from that. No, it was wonderful. Our next one is it's Thursday, August 1st, which is the last day of classes. From 9 right now until noon at the Alumni House. It's only posters, so no oral or virtual presentations. The registration is Thursday, July 25th. The university's closed on the 24th, so it's the day after that holiday, which the 24th this year is on Wednesday, so yay. And just if anybody has any feedback on what worked last year or anything you want to change.
And Shelley, maybe can you highlight things you already know you're going to change? Because I know you took some notes of things like we're going to have reminders of where different posters are located in the program. Because I think
yeah. Last year
go
was the first year we had to go into more than one room. So we will have the actual location of their presentation on the website for each individual student. It did come up, we had 225, I think, presenters last year, which may be the most we've ever had. So it did come up as a suggestion, maybe doing 3 sessions with less students, so it's not so crowded, but I don't know if we want to go past 12. It's something to think about.
Do folks want to talk about that? That's like, how do folks feel about that? Is doing 3 sessions instead of hanging out together all in the morning only? Walida.
I think it's fine to do 3 sessions. I don't know if this is going to get too complicated, but sometimes the students will register, and like myself as a program coordinator, I don't know when they would present. And so it was really hard to track that. But I don't know if there's anything that your office can do on the back end to share when students register, or I just feel like that would get confusing to know exactly what time slot a student is registered for and like how I would know that.
So what I think we are asking is sending a confirmation email to the student, but also to the program coordinator of each program.
I was wondering, and this is just an idea, whether we could make sure that the students in a given program are in like 2, kind of at 2 of the sessions that are back to back. I know that's, more coordination, as opposed to kind of ones that are really far, 1 and 3, and or if you were thinking to have them all in one session. If the sessions are long enough, I think it gives time for students to see other programs, posters, as well as their own. Anyway, just was wondering about this.
So Shelley, really quick, because I just want to go back to the point about the information sharing to the programs. When the students register, can we make sure that the program partners are listed when they register? That'll make it easier for you to file share it with Angie, and Angie can then communicate to the different partners, like which students have registered. Yeah, I think that'll make that a little efficient. And also, we've been using UEN Pressbooks, and so that will allow us to pull the program into UEN Pressbooks, where we can then include which summer program they've been involved with. I think in the past, we just had them submit abstract titles and contact information and mentor. So we can also add that. Then you can actually find your students in our digital searchable program.
The symposium registration form asks them to check which program they're in. And then it asks them, it says you will be assigned a session between 9 and 12. Do you have any scheduling conflicts? And then it asks them, which one do you prefer? And it lists the sessions. So we can share that with you after they register for sure. Students tend to not register until the very last deadline. So we may not be able to get you that info after the registration deadline.
And Shelley, can you clarify, do the students pick their time or do they get randomly assigned? And then Gloria and Walida had comments or questions. So can you just clarify how the students get slotted in a time?
If they say they have a scheduling conflict between 9 and 12, then it asks them which session they could present in. For the other for the spring symposium, we ask them which session they want to be in. So we could just do that.
Gloria and Walida, yeah.
Go ahead, Gloria.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I see a little bit of, I'm a little concerned going past noon because many programs have already a lunch, like a goodbye lunch that day. So I know for NARI and GSRM, it will be a little bit harder to go past noon.
Mm.
What if we did 3 shorter sessions, so 3 hours, like, or 50 minutes, and then there's a 10-minute setup?
That would be very doable. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask if there was any way, like as a program coordinator, how we can help alleviate some of the stress and anxiety of having all the students register. Like, would you rather they register sooner? Like maybe it goes in waves, like these programs register at this time, or I don't know how it would work better for you.
I'm used to them not registering until the deadline, so that's not stressful to me. It's like human nature. But if you want to encourage them to register early, that would be lovely.
It's a requirement for us. And I know sometimes the students don't register, like, even though we kind of push it and say, here's the deadline, and then they kind of go past that. And so there's really no way for us to tell on our end if they've actually registered or not, but it's a requirement for our program. So
if there's a date you want to know who's registered by, you can just ask me and I can, pull up the list of who's registered by that date.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for those suggestions. Yeah, we will work with Shelley again to just make sure that this is going to work for everybody. Dr. Fukushima, sorry.
Yeah, Shelley, we were planning on providing some breakfast again, right? And
yes.
And we're going to provide breakfast. We also are planning on doing poster prizes. Do we still have the donors for that, or have we used it all?
No, you said we aren't doing poster prizes.
Okay, so we're not doing poster, but we're doing food. So we're doing food, and we are going to plan that better. So just also know we'll still have breakfast, so it doesn't get inhaled in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do that unless we just do summer programs. There's another room with the food, and so only they can go. But the other students might feel bad. I don't.
We'll figure it out. We'll coordinate it. We'll make it work. But thank you, everybody. So I know we are almost at time, and I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. So housing updates. So just a quick reminder, OUR does formalize housing agreements in the fall. If you are interested in partnering with OUR for future housing needs, please connect with me and I can schedule with Dr. Fukushima. But just so you know, resources available for summer housing are here, as well as I found that the rates and housing account link right here, the bottom one, to learn and compare on housing options and rates was very helpful. So if you have questions, you're bringing in students out of state and they have questions on where they should find housing, great resources for that. And if you have questions, feel free to connect with me and yeah, we can talk more about it. And so just some really quick reminders, Range Undergraduate Research Journal. This is open to all students who have done research at the U. Students can submit a one-page reflection, and they are approved by faculty mentors. I know for our SPUR students, this is a requirement of the program. But yes, if you have any interest in having your summer students submit to the Undergraduate Research Journal, that is an option, and you can always connect with me if you have more questions. And our research opportunity database, if you are faculty and you are looking for undergraduate students to bring onto your research project, this is also a great resource to recruit and find undergraduate students.
Angie, before you keep moving forward, there's some
sorry.
questions about the housing. Can you go back to that?
Yeah.
And yes, we will, and Angie will share
Yeah.
the slides.
Yes,
but yeah,
all
I
of
just
this will
wanted to
be
know.
shared after the meeting. Slides and the video recording will be available.
Thank you.
I'm not sure who had a question.
So somebody said, do you have family housing option? That might be something we should look into as well to see if we can add that to your resource list.
Okay, if you have any questions, I will look into family housing options, and yeah, I can provide more resources and information as soon as I get that information myself. But if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to me. So really quick announcement about Funding Fridays and IRB Lab. So we historically have had this in the summer. Dates and time are forthcoming, so we don't have anything concrete scheduled for either Funding Fridays or IRB Lab, but just note that if any students do have questions about IRB Lab, they can always book a research advising appointment through OUR. That will be available throughout the summer. And our next meeting will be June 24th, 11 to 12 via Zoom. Calendar invite will be sent along with the agenda following the meeting.
Angie, can we just confirm, will that work for folks to meet in the summer like that, midsummer? Do folks
Yes.
need to meet? That worked for everyone? They prefer in the summer, not before the summer starts? We're good to go with that? Okay.
Yeah, but if anyone does have conflicts or preference, if you would like to meet later, that is something that, yeah, we can totally talk about. So if you have any questions or issues with that date, again, you can always contact me. So thank you all, faculty and staff partners, OUR. We are here to support you throughout, not just throughout the summer, but throughout the year. So if you have any questions or any concerns, you can always connect with Dr. Fukushima or a member of our team. And just a reminder of our hours, website link. Yeah, like I said, we are here to support you all. So thank you all so much for attending. Dr. Fukushima, I don't know if you had any closing remarks.
Oh, no, I just wanted to thank everybody for your collaboration with the office and that we're always trying to make things easier for folks. And we just want to thank you all for just sharing the information and wanting to continue to work in consort together. We know that it's a lot of work to plan summer activities or activities year round. And so thank you for working with the team, but also want to thank my team for really supporting these campus-wide efforts. So thank you all. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for staying 4 minutes over, folks.